First of all, I've got
What?
Funlandosaurus.
Don't mention them now. Mention them when we're recording. It'll be more entertaining.
We are recording,
When
aren't we?
we've got going.
Oh, I thought we... Oh, right.
No, we ain't started.
Oh.
I've now got about 5 minutes of cold open material to choose from.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello, wankers. Welcome back to the One Click Podcrap. Today we're bashing potentially 30 different rides between us. We're going through. It's not, no.
It'll be about 20
It's
different
not going to
rides.
be 30.
We are going through our respective bottom 10s on our spreadsheets of death, doom, and destruction, along with a few honourable mentions that we will pick up.
Oh, I just saw I've got one on here that's it's gonna be spicy. People are gonna want to lynch me.
Yeah, I've got a few of them now.
Okay, carry on.
Should we crack on with the honourable mentions then, to begin with? Tyler, do you want to
Okay.
Yes.
start us off?
So my first honourable mention, I suppose we'll start with my trash tier begins at about 150 with Turbo at Brighton Pier. Out of about 201 coasters or so, including the Ghost Train. From Turbo downwards, I don't really care about them. Honestly, from about 100 downwards, I don't really care about them.
Fair.
Number 100 is Scorpion Express. Everything below that, I don't really care about them at all. But you get to the properly wank ones at about 150, including things like Turbo,
Wank.
Captain Jack's Runaway Train. Although
Whoa, now that's not.
that is
Oh, an
That's
all-time
not crap.
classic.
it's a shit ride,
Oh, it is.
but it's the highest of my shit kid coasters.
Yeah,
Purely because of that meme.
that was an experience. Anyone unaware, I'll leave a link to the video in the description below. You will understand why we like it so much, having watched that.
Yeah. There's also things like Queen Bee at Bottoms.
Yeah, I've got that knocking around there.
The inverted wacky worm. We've got.
Euro coaster is a staple. In
Yeah,
my
I've got that down there as well.
department.
And Funlandosaurus, which is the. It's a variant of the wacky worm that
Is
makes
that-
so much noise.
Was that the one? That wasn't the one on thingy next to Portsmouth, whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
it is.
It is.
Yeah.
That was an experience. That was. Jesus Christ.
That was quite bad.
I paid money to ride that.
Yep. That we do have some regrets.
Yep, that was one of them.
My final honourable mention I know is in your bottom 10, Tom, so I'll let you discuss that in a moment.
Yes.
I would like to give a huge shout out during these honourable mentions to Coast Rider at Knott's Berry Farm. The man in charge of modifying those trains needs to be tied up in a dungeon and have a large burning rod slowly inserted through his arse until it comes out of his mouth. It is quite simply the worst thing I have ever seen on a ride anywhere on Earth.
Fair enough.
Carry on.
Was that your only honourable mention?
That's the only one that I needed to mention.
I have 3 key honourable mentions on my shit list. The first one being the Legoland Dragon, which doesn't hit my bottom 10 just because it is such an engineering marvel to look at. It's fucking mind-blowing. I also have Escape from Madagascar, which is like a late 90s, early 2000s Vekoma SFC
Ooh.
with hideous over-the-shoulder restraints that is rough as fuck. And my final honourable mention that is pretty much designed exclusively to piss people off is Red Force.
That doesn't piss me off.
No, I know it won't piss you off.
I honestly don't have an opinion on Red Force at the moment. I can't.
No.
It's been so long since I did it. I can't actually remember it. I was unwell the day I rode it, so I literally just rode it for the credit and then went home.
It's rough, it's painful, it's forceless, it's a boring layout, and yeah, that's...
I might have been able to argue or agree with you, but We're all aware.
Yep.
We didn't go to Portaventura.
Yes.
I'm not salty
I
at
don't know
all.
what you're on
No.
about. I had a great time.
Twat.
That Shambhala marathon was amazing.
Wanker. Should we crack
Right
on?
then.
Right.
Yes.
Tyler, after you, good sir.
So,
I'm going to assume we're starting from least shit to shittest.
We
Yes.
are. We will start
Yes.
from... Yes.
So, at 191 of 200, because I haven't added the ghost train yet, I'm just going by what's on here. 191 of 200 is Wild Bill's Runaway Train at Adventure Wonderland. It is
Sure.
shit. It's just a couple of ovals. I didn't fit in the car when I was like 11, so it was really cramped. It was just horrible. It's a kiddie coaster, so it does make sense. But I was smaller, so surely it would have been okay. However, it wasn't, and it was not good. I honestly, about 5 of mine are kiddie coasters, so it's going to be that.
Mine is a 50-50 split between kiddie coasters and actual coasters.
All right, let's speed through the wank ones, and we'll get to
Alright.
the meaty bits in a bit. Then.
Jay, what's your 10th?
Number 10. We start with the Blue Flyer at Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
Yeah, it's a bit wank.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
I
not
can see
really
that
much
one.
to say about it. Its biggest drop is about 2 foot, and it has that tunnel at the end that does nothing, and it's just half of
It
it's
just
flat.
deafens you, quite frankly.
Deafens you and makes you want pizza.
It does
It
make you
does,
want
yeah.
pizza. That's probably its only positive side.
Yeah.
I think I've got that a little bit higher because of the backloaded enthusiast only ride we had
My-
before the park opened.
Mine is 20 places above my bottom 10.
I can't find mine. It's in here somewhere.
Alright, my 10th worst is, in hindsight, probably shouldn't be there. I might have to tweak it, but it's the Dragon's Apprentice, which is just it's a kiddie coaster, innit?
Yeah.
I should theoretically have some sort of nostalgic value for it, because that was my first coaster. But, like...
I
yeah.
just had an idea that I feel like I should make a bottom 10 that excludes kiddie coasters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
might
should
be
probably
a,
do that
that
too
might
at
be a
some point.
different episode.
Yeah.
Join us again
Yeah.
in 2 months when this quarantine is still going on and we've still run out of content,
Yes.
and we talk about our bottom 10 that isn't kiddie coasters.
Just to spice it up a bit.
Yeah. Tyler,
Um,
9.
Keep my 9 and 8 are almost identical.
Mhm.
They are the same manufacturer. They are the same experience. Or
Right.
They're 2 different layouts.
Oh, it's not good. I thought it was going to be one of those DPV mine trains. 2 of them.
No, they're quite high.
Yeah, they're quite high on mine as well. For the clearance fails.
No, these are 2 Zamperla rides.
Mm.
One of them is at Flamingo Land.
Zoom.
One of them, yep. The other one is at Parque de Atracciones Madrid.
Ooh.
Padrinos Voladores. It is Zoom, but even worse.
Wow.
How can it be worse?
That's going some Zoom is
it's
shit.
it's yeah. Zoom at least kind of goes around the path a little bit.
Mm.
Padrinos kind of goes. It's inverted wild mouse turns, but taken so slowly you could fart and move faster. It's honestly so bad. It's a waste of time, just like Zoom. Do it for the cred and then go do something else because there are better rides in the park,
Fair.
and it could be good if both of them could be a little bit better if they swung a little bit more, but it goes with such little speed that you don't swing, and it's just an inverted monorail. So
Fair.
that's my 192 and 193 of 200.
Cracking. Jay.
What have we got next? Oh, Barnstormer. Adventure Island.
What the fuck's that doing down there?
It's just,
What's that doing
it's
down there? That's
shit.
good.
It's not shit. It's a Sierra Tivoli.
It's a bad Zero
That's-
Tivoli. I have
they're
two. I
fantastic.
have 2 Tivolis in my bottom 10.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
I don't have a single Tivoli in my bottom 10.
I don't think I have a Tivoli in my bottom 50.
They don't do much. The only good ones are the big ones.
Oh, I have one. I have one at 168.
My lowest Zero Tivoli is 167. It's Dino Chase at Paulton's.
Yep, mine's Dino Chase as well. One position below.
You don't even have Dino Chase in your bottom 10.
No.
No.
It's so
Oh,
bad.
Jay.
It's so bad.
Jay, you fuckhead. Oh
How
my
can you
God.
like that?
They're great.
Because it's not as bad as everything that's below it.
Yeah. Moving on from that fucking embarrassment, my 181st, my ninth, is Dragon Chinois, I believe it's pronounced, at Jardin d'Acclimatation. Which,
Is that
to be
the
fair,
socket?
yes, it's a powered socket. It would be a lot faster. It would be a lot higher even, but it takes.
No, it's not the powered one. It's the one with the two lifts.
It is powered, I believe. I'll see
No,
be quick.
it's not powered.
No, it's
Wait,
not.
what the fuck?
What?
Okay, right. I've learnt something today.
How did you
it's
think
got-
it was powered?
The
Because it's
same
got
way
two
that the
lift
other one
hills and
was.
the layout is bad.
Yeah, the layout. It wouldn't be as low as it was. It is rather, if the last corner wasn't so crap. You come
Yeah.
blitzing down this drop. Probably, how fast are we doing at that point? It reckons.
I mean, not much.
Oh, it doesn't have a speed, but it's going at its max speed there, and a corner just happens immediately. You get fucking folded. It's horribly uncomfortable over a plastic seat, and that's why that's in my bottom 10.
When I went, it burnt my arse.
Yeah,
The black
I'm not
because it was
surprised.
black seats on like a 38-degree day. It was horrible.
Yeah, fuck that.
That was painful.
Right, we've done your 8th already, haven't we? It was the suspended wild mouse. Jay, what's your number 8?
Ooh, you're not gonna like this.
Oh no.
It's another Tivoli.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
It's the tiny one at Bolton's. What will cheer you up is my descriptions for these, because I write a short sentence to describe each of my entries.
Go
And
on.
this one is described as slightly noncy but perfect for any aspiring whore.
Ooh, thank God for context. Jesus Christ. That would be bad.
How about you then?
My 8 and my 7 are clones of each other, although one is noticeably better than the other. My 8th is the Ridge Rider at Colnbrook Recreation Ground, and my 7th
Nice.
is the Ridge Rider at Woodlands Park. The Woodlands Park one being slightly worse because it doesn't clear the circuit.
Nice.
I've got that
That's-
Ridge Rider at 185, so it just misses out on the bottom 10. I don't know where I have the other one. I think I have the other one above my kiddie coasters because it's not as noncy.
I mean, yeah, they exist. They're a
Yeah.
laugh. They're fun to go to after a day at Towers
Yeah.
on the way home.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're number 7, Mr. Tyler.
It's the first of the large coasters on
Cracking.
this list. It's Alpine Thriller. It's the
Yep, fair enough.
The Pinfari Death Trap. that
Wait,
went to
what?
Winter Wonderland in.
That seems
dear.
too low.
It was shit. It's the one with the cable lift that does nothing. With the Shambhala logo ripoff.
It looks quite shit.
It's a painful ride. The over-the-shoulder restraints are crap and unnecessary because, of course, it's Pinfari. I wouldn't recommend it unless you particularly want a headache for a couple of hours. I can't see why you would, but whatever
To be
floats
fair,
your
maybe
boat,
I do
it's-
understand it. Obviously, it was as bad as the one I rode, which actually is in my bottom 10, which we'll get to later, but for a different reason. I don't blame the manufacturer for why.
Interesting.
Right.
But yeah, basically, it's a Pinfari. It's crap.
Fair enough.
It's held up by cocktail sticks, and it was a fun, fair ride, so it looked like it could fall over any second.
Oh, it's got a right bend on it as well, hasn't it? I've got a video of
Yeah.
it somewhere. A perfect shot looking up one of the upwards transitions, and it had like a foot or so worth of vertical bending going on. It's horrible.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a little while either, so I don't know what happened to it.
Probably
if it's been
snapped.
sold or scrapped or anything.
Probably
So.
snapped, yeah.
But it hasn't been at Winter Wonderland for a while.
No,
And I haven't seen any.
I wonder if it went
anything
to
on.
Saudi Arabia like everything else did.
I don't think it was a Mellors. It was.
No, it might be bought by Mellors though.
True.
I've no
Fair
idea.
enough.
I don't give enough of a fuck
No,
about it to pay attention.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for ages. So as far as I care, it could be in the scrap heap. And
Yep.
That's absolutely fine. So, Jay, your turn.
Okay, this officially counts at this point. The Ghost Train at Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
It's shit.
It's a credit, but it's shit.
It is a credit, but it's shit. Both as a coaster and as a ghost train, it's shit.
I think as a ghost train, it has some meme potential. As a coaster, it's very obviously not
The
good.
problem is, from my point of view, as a ghost train, it has so many conflicting values in that it has so many classic ghost train features, which are tacky. But that's fine because they're classic. They have the classicy bit about it.
And then you've got the really bad modern tack.
Yeah, the updated shit, which is still tacky, and it's just bad. And the only scares in it are really obnoxious, like, oh, I can make a really loud noise. There's nothing actually scary about it.
I will give this one credit for a downwards chain lift.
That you can jump, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite good.
I give it that, yeah. Right, we did my 7 already, didn't we? That was the Ridge Rider.
We did, yes, we did.
Your numero 6, please.
My number 6 is Crocodile Coaster at Oakwood.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that. It's flat.
It was flat. It was boring. It was slightly terrifying, actually.
Tom, if I recall, you don't have this credit.
I do not have that credit. I've been spited.
Due to only being 2 cars on the track when we went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth even going back for.
It's really not worth going back for.
My life flashed before my eyes on this though, because as I was sitting there and we dispatched, a wasp took a keen interest to me in the back car. So I was just trundling around this sort of pathetic oval while a wasp was harassing me. So I don't think it has any bearing on how bad the ride is.
The ride experience.
Yeah.
It's part of the thing. It was set up from the start.
Yeah, I suppose the only slightly good thing about that is that I can say I've been on a coaster that was at Camelot, but that was yeah.
It really does nothing. There's nothing to talk about with it.
Yeah. So what's yours then, Jay?
We on number 7?
6.
I'll just read the next one on the list.
6.
How about that?
Yeah.
The Walking Dead The Ride at Fort Park.
Hey!
We might as well just have one big discussion on this while we're here, because...
Right. The Walking Dead The Ride is a pinnacle of a cheap rebrand that is not necessary, that clearly no care or attention was thrown to, other than the fact that once they lose the Walking Dead IP, they can very easily redo it into generic Zombies The Ride by changing one video clip. It's designed by an utter... I have it in my description thing. I have written down reasonable layout, but abhorrent theme. Obviously very cheap, constantly broken effects. A ride from Thorpe at its worst that was designed by a fuckwit that doesn't know what tension and release is. You spend such a long period of time walking through corridors with nothing but flashing lights, with nothing going on. And then you get to the end of that corridor when your tension should be sky high and nothing happens. That is an ideal opportunity for a scare, for one thing, that isn't just the horn of a fucking truck.
So,
Or for something to happen, just something, but nothing happens. Oh my god, it's bad!
my description isn't quite as long-winded as yours, but it simply
I did embellish my description somewhat.
I simply mentioned that the coaster itself doesn't actually belong this low, because it is quite a fun little coaster. And the reason it's ranked this low is due to the sheer stupidity of the cockwombles at Thorpe that decide to waste so much money on this bullshit. And then I go on to end my description with the fact that Wildfire at Colmarden, a ground-up hybrid RMC, costs less than this.
My description for this one, albeit it's not in my bottom 10, but it is very close. It's 3 off my bottom 10. I don't hate it because it's shit, I hate it because of what it stands for. The removal of a great family attraction for a cheap and badly executed horror ride. I loved X.
X was brilliant.
So good. It was one of my favourite rides at the park, and for it to be replaced with the steaming pile of shit that is The Walking Dead is an embarrassment, quite frankly. Because I've watched The Walking Dead and I quite liked the series. I got into it. It was fun to watch, and I was excited when they announced The Walking Dead The Ride, and then I realised it's an X re-theme, and I got disappointed very quickly. I did the ride and I got upset because it was no longer X. Yeah,
It's wank.
it's quite.
It's properly wank.
I miss X.
I'd like X back.
Right.
Moving on.
We're
Moving
really
on.
good at getting into like really depressing
Yeah.
moments with these.
It's not the upbeat
It's like-
episode that our top 10 was, is it?
No.
No. It's just, oh, this is shit. This is shit. This is
Well,
shit.
Let's keep the mood nice and low and talk about the first SLC that we're inevitably going to discuss multiple
Oh
of.
no.
My sixth, I think it is Blue Tornado at Gardaland. Holy
Is that the one with the helix?
It does have a bonus helix. That is the best bit of the ride because it's smooth. The rest of it is, oh god. I'm a big advocate for the layout of the SLC. I think it's a really intelligent use of space with enough variation of elements and clever different bits and pieces. It's quite a well designed layout. It's really interesting. And when I get on an SLC with good trains, i.e. Arkham Asylum over in Australia, it ranks really high. But if I get on an SLC with shit trains and a really rough layout, it places at 184 out of 189. I mean,
Yeah.
that's about it, really. It's just a bit shit.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I think we'll all get to the SLC bashing momentarily.
Yeah, I've got an
But I think
SLC
there's-
coming up.
There's another one in there, yeah.
I have two
It's
SLCs
the same
to go
one.
over.
Ooh, what? Ah,
I have
know,
another
I know what it's
SLC.
gonna be. I know exactly which one it is.
I don't. That'll be interesting.
Kong.
Yes, it's Kong.
Yes.
I forgot that one exists.
It's easy.
Yeah, good. That's a good thing.
Tyler, 5, 6, whatever number we are on now.
5.
We're on 5.
5.
But
Yes, we
yeah.
are on 5.
It's an identical layout to Crocodile Coaster. I have no idea who made it, but it's a travelling version.
Of course.
I did it at Winter Wonderland. It's shit. It's yeah. I don't have much to say about it. It was small. It was boring. It's a wonder that the operator let me in the train. Same for my next one, to be honest. But I'll get to that.
I think I know
Get to
that
that
one might be as
momentarily.
well.
So mine is basically just small coasters that I don't quite fit into at the moment.
Yeah,
So, Jay?
Are we at number 5 now?
we are.
Yes.
Right, here we go. Well, it's the SLC Kong at Discovery
There we are.
Kingdom. The scary thing about this is they updated it after I left, but all they did was put VR on it. They didn't actually change anything else. I feel very sorry for any person who rode that with VR. Like,
Oh,
that
God
would have been
above.
life alt. They would have had a severe medical condition from riding
It
that
would have
in
been
VR.
life-ending.
Life-ending.
Yeah.
One of the biggest wheel gaps I have ever seen on an SLC was on Kong, and it was a solid 1.5 to 2 inches.
Fucking
Oh, dear.
hell.
So yeah, that just says it all, really.
Ouch.
It wasn't as bad as my worst SLC on this list, but it was pretty
Yep.
bad.
Speak of the devil, my number 5, I believe, is similar to what you were alluding to. Condor.
Yeah.
Dear. Not great.
That's not a brilliant coaster.
Not a fantastic ride. Obviously, it's the first one, so in theory, you have to give it a little bit of leeway.
No,
But I'm not going to.
I've given it a little
I've
bit.
given it absolutely
Um,
none.
No.
I've given it a little bit and bumped it up a little because of what else there is on my bottom
Yes.
10. It's my number 3 worst.
Fuck.
Mine is even lower.
Mate, there are 2 rides that are even lower, and we'll get to those very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Condor. I like the padded restraints.
I was going to say, the
They're
saving
nice.
grace is a hideous amount of padding, but it's still rough as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish we'd tested the back row theory though.
Might have to go back.
Might have to go back.
Might have to go back.
Bugger.
Cock. Oh wait, no we can't. Shit.
No,
It's
no.
bankrupt. Fuck.
Yeah, it's as you said earlier, it is a good layout, but because it is the first one, they didn't quite know what they were doing. So,
Well, they didn't quite learn what they were doing ever, so,
I mean, they got a lot better with Kamali.
True, that is true. Right, you're number 4.
My number 4 is a Go-Gator.
Ooh, we're getting into the real dirt now.
It's the Go-Gator that lives very near to you, Jay.
Oh!
It's the one at Coney Beach.
I did not know you've ridden this.
I've ridden that one.
So have I. It's very low.
My description is rubbish. Literally had to fold myself to fit. Surprised I got on it, really, as I literally only did it for the cred. But that's Wales, right?
How old were you when you rode it?
I was 16, I think.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
I was the only one on the train. It was an experience and a half. I think it will be the only Go-Gator I will ever do. However, I have done one.
Have you considered purchasing a Go-Gator for your garden? They can't be that much.
Could probably make one, frankly.
Make one. Oh dear. Right, so are we on to the bottom 4? We are. So an interesting thing about my bottom 4. There is one more SLC, and there are 3 rides, all from Coney Beach Pleasure Park.
Hang on, before you go into that, just quickly returning to that last topic. A Go-Gator is $35,000.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's not bad.
Kickstarter?
Does it come with a trailer or not?
Wait, is that a new?
No, it's a used one from Intermark Ride Group.
That's used. Jesus, how much is a new Go-Gator?
I have no idea.
How much is? Do you reckon there's a new generation of Go-Gator now?
I don't know. Not that anyone's ever going to ride them.
Might have to
What, minor mics?
minor bikes. Dear God.
That's just the American variant.
So yeah, kicking off my top 4 is Mega Blitz at Coney Beach.
What was that? Oh, was that the Pinfari?
This is a clone of
Alpine
Thriller, but without the chain lift, without the cable lift. It has a regular chain, which actually challenged most RMCs for lift hill noise. It was made of 65 to 75% rust, and the rest of it was just chewing
Gaffer
gum
tape.
and semen and various other things you find around there. It was then put in storage for like the last 6 years, slowly rotting away, and then I checked last year and it had gone for good, I assume. So yeah, it was wank.
I know exactly what you mean.
You've seen there's actually a theme park review POV of this coaster on YouTube, and it's the only one I can remember.
Yeah.
And it was from it,
What is
and
it
it was
called?
quite old. Mega Blitz at Coney Beach. The theme park review one will come up straight away.
It's
There we are. Ooh.
It's identical to Alpine Thriller, except yellow
Yeah.
and white instead of red and white.
Oh, that
Red
is
and yellow,
quite
sorry.
loud, isn't it? Jesus.
It was a disgusting thing.
Yeah. They're
Oh.
not good rides.
No, they don't look it.
Pinfari should stick to the small scale things.
Yeah, they're quite good at small things, but anything bigger than like 50 foot, and you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah. So Tom,
Yes,
your number.
Hero.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
It's Hero.
Dear God.
Hero is bad.
I would have actually ridden this by now if there wasn't a certain situation occurring. And it
You
would
would've been on your
probably
own.
be my new bottom 1, I would imagine.
Probably, yeah. Hero is exceedingly painful. You go up the lift hill and think, oh, this is quite a cool system. That's fun. You go down the first drop and think, that was slightly unpleasant, but nothing hideous. And then the banking begins.
Oh no.
And everything goes to hell in a handbasket immediately. It's fucking disgusting. It just hurts. You're standing on a ladder, so your shins get absolutely obliterated. If you're in a ladder rung that's one rung too low, then the ride will choke you. If you're one too high, then your shoulders are going to get abused. There is no winning unless you are the perfect height for a volair, which nobody is. So yeah, Hero is shit. Really quite shit.
Yeah,
That is all.
given that we're discussing it already, Hero is my number 2 worst coaster, below Condor. My description is the seats, in inverted commas, were like riding a ladder in a cage that got put in a washing machine and thrown off a cliff during an earthquake. It's shite. It's so bad.
That is accurate.
It's not a
That
good
is
ride
very
at all.
accurate.
It is just painful. It's violent.
Mm.
They tried, bless them, but
They really did try.
but it just wasn't good enough. And
Putting it lightly.
I will still ride it because I want to be there when Jay reacts to it.
Oh no.
I'm
I'm honestly hoping Flamingo Land go bankrupt.
I want that's the only reason I would ever ride that again is to laugh at Jay's pain.
Okay, but if you went back to a park with another Volare that you have not ridden yet, would you ride it?
Yes, because it's
Yes.
plus
There you
one.
go. So you would ride it for the +1.
But I've already got Hero, so I would only ride Hero again if I was
Yeah,
laughing
I
at
get
you, or anyone for that matter. If I was with someone that hadn't ridden a Volare,
I would absolutely ride Hero again in that circumstance.
I
We are
would-
now taking applicants of hero virgins to join us on a trip to Flamingo Land so we can just watch you suffer.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, it's god awful. I've now completely lost track of where we are in the count.
We are at number
So,
3.
Okay, my 3 and
Cheers.
2 have both been covered now, so
Cool.
I'll leave it to you guys for a moment.
Jay, you're 3.
My number 3 is a ride manufactured by little-known manufacturer, I suppose, Cavaza Diego.
Oh, what a classic.
It is
I've got a few of them.
Yes.
It is a wacky
I've
worm
got.
variant,
Yep.
and it is once again located at Coney Beach, and it is still operating.
Oh, is it Nessie?
Oh,
It is Nessie.
Yes.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little up in the air whether the current Nessie is actually the original, but this is the original one that I rode, and I rode it when I was like 6, and I was horrified because I was a right muppet back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the same as Dino Roller at Flamingo Land, Tom.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
oh.
it's awful.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah,
Oh, they're quite bad.
ones that I can touch the track and various wheel motors and things there.
So could I. That's saying something.
Indeed. Some quality clearance fails on those.
It is an experience. What is my 3? My 3. Oh, it's Seuss's trolley train ride. I mean, it's just a bit shit. It doesn't do anything. It has a total elevation change of about 5 feet, and curiously has very, very restrictive lap bars. Not sure why, but you know.
It's for the incredible lateral forces.
Yes.
Yes, of 0.02 G.
Exactly. Dangerous for a small child.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure the child would rather be yeeted out of it than ride it.
Tyler, number 2, go.
We've literally just covered that as Hero.
Oh yeah, shit. Jay, number 2, go.
We have already covered it. It's El Condor.
All right, my number 2. Oh, we've already covered this one as well. It's the Walking Dead ride.
Oh, you've got Walking Dead real low.
I do not like it. It is offensively wank.
Right.
Tyler, your lowest ranked coaster. Oh, I know what this is actually.
If you're talking about offensively wank rides, and this is the one, it is so boring. It is painful. It should not exist. It's Coaster Express at Park Warner Madrid.
Ding ding ding.
The track work was terrible. It jackhammers so hard. It honestly felt like it was trying to rape me with my own spine. It was. The layout is so boring. Like the signature element is a massive helix. Literally, the first drop is a helix. Then you drop into a hill that gives no force. You then drop into a turn, which then takes you into a massive helix that doesn't end. And then there's one moment where you can smash your hands on the track above because they thought, you know what, let's do it really low to the track. And then the train squeals over some not airtime hills, and then you blitz into a turn that gives filthy lats, I must admit. However, because you have no side bracing, you fold.
Oh no!
Because it uses, I think
I think they're Intamins.
they
aren't
look
they?
like Intamin trains.
They're Intamins, yeah.
They are horrible.
Don't they have T-bars, like old gen T-bars?
They do. The trains are so nice, but because the track is so bad,
Yeah.
it's it's so badly maintained as well. Like it screams as it goes around the track. Like
I've
honestly,
heard that noise. It's terrifying.
yeah. And then you get to the brake run, and you just look at the track in front of you, and it's all just rotting. It's horrible. It's prime RMC potential, but it's.
Am I correct in saying this was an RCCA?
Yes.
Oh no, that just says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was so boring. Again, the only case I would ride this again is to laugh at someone else in pain, because at the same park I have a ride in my top 10, and that's Superman. I would take I would much rather be on Superman. However,
What about El Batman?
I would rather be on El Batman. It rattles, but it doesn't rattle as much as Coaster Express. And I can't put it into words how bad it really is. The only time I will ride it again is if we all go there, and I can laugh at you riding it just like
I'm
Hero.
hoping that by the time it got around to us going there, that it's long gone, judging by the fact that the track is already rotting.
It's so bad.
Maybe I'll come back when they RMC it.
Yeah.
Doubt. It'd be great if they did. There's a lot of potential with that. You could do the lagoon wave on one of the hills that doesn't give any airtime. You could do a Steve drop and top hat sort of combo on the first drop. There is a lot of potential with the footers, because I wouldn't say the structure is much left to it. But it's just bad. Moving on.
Jay,
What's your last?
lowest rank.
It's the Go Gator at Cody Peak.
I mean, that's all that needs to
Yeah.
be said, really, isn't it?
It's still here. It's still going.
Is it
It's
really?
still going strong.
Might have to try and get on it, so all three of us have it.
You think that fairground's reopening?
You make a good point, actually.
If by some miracle Oakwood survives this mess, we'll come and call in on the way.
Cool, that works.
Tom? Grand reveal?
Turbo.
Ooh.
Turbo.
It's Turbo. Yes.
I'm quite surprised at that.
I have a
Same.
passionate
Is it that
detestment for Turbo. Turbo is bad.
I don't even think it's that bad.
No, Turbo is properly shit. I think the fact that I nearly had I did have a run-in with a seagull on it, probably hasn't done it many favours. But it's rough, it's boring, it's profiled like shit, it's a crap layout. You get some good hang time on the loop, but unfortunately the restraints are immensely uncomfortable, so it doesn't feel very good. What else is wrong with it? It's in Brighton, that's a pretty big strike.
Oof.
Yeah, it's maintained like shit. Just like the Mega Blitz or whatever it was, it is held together entirely by rust. I might have to cut that out. I don't know.
It's fine.
That's fine. And chips and bird shit, those two as well. It's a hideous combination.
Turbo honestly sounds like quite an interesting experience.
It's just wang.
I
And this is the first time I've had to queue for a ride because there weren't enough people. Because it would have stalled.
I've had to do that
if they
quite a
sent
lot.
It doesn't happen as frequently to me. Which is annoying,
I don't think
really,
that's
'cause it
ever
means I go on
happened to
busy
me.
days. Vampire and Turbo, I think, are the only two rides it's happened on.
Turbo, Vampire, yes. Probably a couple of other janky funfair based things that I've done. Blizzard, that was one. My local travelling fair. Shit
Yeah.
ride, just missed out on my bottom 10. I had to wait for other people to ride that one. Um, it's just a jank funfair sort of thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cursed.
Yeah.
And vampire because it's badly designed.
So that's our bottom 10.
Yeah.
That was a much more depressing episode than we
That
thought.
was
We've got to the
horrifying.
end of another episode really unenthused about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
we
the-
need to do something interesting for next one.
Should we argue about Thorpe Park next time?
I think we should, yes.
Oh, okay.
So join us again in probably 2 weeks, probably more if we forget to record again. Well, thanks for listening. Oh, how many are we going for now? Have we upped it to 4 yet, or are we still lingering on 3?
I reckon it's about 5 people now.
5.
5 people.
You poor bastards. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Until then, I guess.
In a bit.
See you when we see you.